this is Jason with Denwerks. Wanted to show you my little Lotus. It's an awesome car. It's a car that you rarely ever would see in the States. Actually, you probably don't hardly ever see one over in Europe anymore. You know, it's pretty rare. They only built a little over 1,500 of these cars. Only around 327 went to Japan and the US, and it's very, very unique. All fiberglass cars, steel frame. It's called an Eclat, 1978. I think they built these cars from 1975 to 1982, and that's not just, you know, a little over 1,500 cars for 1978. I mean, that's total production run through the years. And so only 327 of these cars even exist. And very, very, very cool. And looks cool. They called it the Sprint. And they didn't use the Eclat name when they pulled it into the US and Japan. And I'm probably saying Eclat wrong, so someone will probably correct me. And that's what Bring a Trailer is all about, is informing people. So we'll learn as we walk around the car. Just this is very unique. It's kind of interesting in the back. Looks kind of like a Europa and Europa, I mean, and just kind of the way the tail lights and stuff are down there on the bottom. So we'll do a little walk around here and just show you different stuff about it. I like on the back here, they got the world champion, 73, 72, 70, 68, 65, and 63. Very cool. You know, Lotus, very popular car and a lot of history. And so they're very neat. So we'll walk down the side here. I'll just start from the front to the back. You see the Lotus emblem. You know, the paint, I believe, is original on it, and so it's got a lot of lacquer check and different things going on. It's actually really straight down the sides. You know, I don't see a lot of fiberglass issues, but there's a lot of lacquer check. You can kind of see this. I took some photos too. You can see it's just got small lacquer check. I don't think it's anything structural at all, but it's just kind of the way old paint works, especially on fiberglass. I like how the vents go into the hood here. So if you look at the bumper, you can see it's got a vinyl cover on it. It had a really thin rubber that was over a molded bumper, and they failed just immediately. So Mal, there was nothing he could really do. You could get Euro bumpers, you can get fiberglass bumpers too, but at the time, this is back in the 80s, he went ahead and just covered it with the vinyl. It's not perfect, but there was nothing really he could do. I mean, he just wanted to make it look better. So the bumper itself structurally is good, it's just the cover. So if you could figure out how to re-put it on, adhere it would be good, or run Euro bumpers would look really great. You can see the side markers work. Original wheels, a little bit of curb rash. You can see here, the tires are older. They have good tread on them, but they're really old tires. So if you're going to take it on the highway and stuff, eventually you're going to want to put tires on it. I like too that the lug nuts also have an L on them for Lotus. Look down the side here. Rocker looks real good. You know, you can see some of the checking, a lot of little chips on the car. Mal said also that this is the only one he's ever seen with a stripe on it. He's never seen another one that actually had it. And he doesn't think the ones in Europe had it. And it might have been just like an option. And I'm not saying that it's the only one. It's just he's never seen one, and he's followed these cars for years. You can see the stainless, the aluminum, is really, really, really nice. You know, there's a couple little tiny scratches, but it's actually in really good shape. You can look around here. These vents are in amazing condition. And you can see the original around this window. Kind of the camera face is excellent shape. You know, this car's been garaged most of its life. Not saying it's perfect, but the car's been cared for. You can see here a little clear came off there, or just the top finish. There was actually a little bit of putty here to stop a leak a long time ago, and I just trimmed it away a little bit, and it pulled a little bit of the paint off there, but it was just kind of gooped up right there, so I just wanted to make it look nice. You can see across the front of the windshields in good condition. Okay, I just wanted to show you the roof. Sorry I had to splice the video right there. I almost dropped my camera. But anyways, the roof's real nice, you know, very straight. But you can see that checking up here, in a little discoloration on the paint. Look at the quarter panel. You know, again, very nice. You can see a couple little imperfections, different things. You can see some kind of little tiny little blisters right there. You can see some spider webbing behind the wheel. You know, very common with older fiberglass. Look around here in the back. Same thing with the bumper. You can see here, this is the original stuff, this kind of plastic rubber coating, and he had to put a vinyl over the top as well. You know, it's just the best he could do. And you can see some of the checking here. Trunk lid looks nice. Again, some little checking right here on the side and on the trunk. You can see there was some little repairs done here in the corners. This piece of trim is probably the worst piece of trim across the bottom. It's just got some little dings and stuff on it. You can see some little checking and stuff around the gas filler. I don't know if you can see that in the video. We took pictures too. Little checking. You know, kind of the same on this side. You can see this is in excellent condition too. Little vents. The mirrors are real unique on it, just the way they sit on there. I was trying to read that. Ray Doit, made in England. You can look across the bottom of the rocker, again, excellent condition. You know, it's just a real original car, and you know what the paint flaws it has that I'm talking about? I would never repaint this car, and it's too original, and it's just a car you don't see that often. We'll go ahead and show you lights. We'll get under the hood. We'll do some drive-bys and stuff, just some different videos, and I'll even put it on my lift, and you can see a lot of different things about it, and so that will be helpful. If you need to call me, or you can email me, would be glad to talk to you about it. If you want to send a friend over or something like that to take a look at it before you bid on it, that'd be great. It is no reserve, so if you are in the market for something like this, you're not going to be bidding against a reserve, and you'll know exactly where you are at and where the other bidders are. So it's a little risky on my part, just part of my nature, I guess, and I do want to sell, so that tells you something if I'm going to run at no reserve. So kind of sad to see this one go, and got some other things. I was never going to get rid of this car, and so I bought it a while ago, and you know, I've got some other things going on too, and buying a lot of different cars, and my daughter's getting married here this summer, so it'd probably be good to thin the herd just a little bit. So hope you enjoy. We're going to take a look at the interior. I wanted to show you here that the keys work. There's actually 3 keys. This one there is for the ignition. These are the doors, and that's the trunk. Right now it's locked. Go ahead and unlock it here. Actually, the door's shut real nice. I just wanted to see the interior here. It's in excellent shape. Actually, the second owner who I bought the car from, his name's Mal, very nice gentleman. He said that the interiors of these cars actually weren't very good from the factory, and you know, if you've had one of these cars or you've seen pictures of them, they just didn't use the material didn't hold up. So he actually recovered the seats probably about 20 years ago, and you can see there's hardly any wear. They look really nice, and they're in nice shape. You can see the door panels. He did the same thing, you know, excellent condition. There was a material on the dash. They came two different ways. There was a material and then a vinyl. This one actually had a material on it, and so he took the material off and chose a different material. It's not correct for the car, and it's actually growing on me. I think it looks really nice, and you can see here it's got a 5-speed transmission, and of course your emergency brake, and carpets are very decent. I think the carpets may be original to the car. You can see here in the back, I couldn't imagine sitting in those seats as an adult, but you know, if you have kids or something like that, a car seat would fit in there. You can see the material all the way in the back, you know, and the headliner's all redone too. Excellent shape. There's the dome light up here as well, and that works. Not sure what that little button is there, and I'll have to read up on that. But anyways, the headliner's in excellent shape. You can see the steering wheel's got a cover on it. So we'll look inside the jams. No fatigue. You know, this car's only got 51,000 miles on it, and it's pretty amazing, you know, condition. You can see the original tag there with the VIN. When it was built, 7710. I think that's November 1977. You can see the catalyst sticker still on it. You know, this car's in original paint. You know, it's structurally really good. You can see the outside of the doors. Again, very nice. I'll show you the windows working while we're driving it, and it's got power windows. It's equipped with AC as well. Blaupunk radio. It's got a clock. You know, overall, real nice. You can see it's got a tachometer, voltmeter, oil pressure gauge. So we'll go ahead and look at the other side. Okay, here we are. We're going to take a look at the passenger side. Stick the key in there. I'll just show you it's locked. This door can be a little bit stiff opening. It does shut nice, but you have to pull on it just a little bit. Again, you can see the dash, very clean. You know, again, no spots on the seats or anything. Seats look excellent. Carpet's in good shape. Fire extinguisher down there. You can see the glove box. A little bit of the wood is bubbling just a little bit, or delaminating. It has a dictation, I think, kind of, if you want to do some dictation while you're driving, kind of a 70s thing. That there has to do with the radio Blaupunk. I think that's a little, maybe a little amp that might be connected with this dictation thing. So I don't know how that works. It also has there's the owner's manual. It also has an alarm that was set up. You know, back in the old days there, they actually had you paid a lot of money, but there's one on each side. So if the doors get open, I don't know if it's motion sensitive, but he had a pager that he would wear on his belt, and if someone's breaking in your car, and I can't remember if it's a quarter mile or something like that, then it would go off. Look here in the back seats again. You know, again, really nice condition. For the interior of a Sprint, also called an Eclat, it's probably the nicest interior one, especially because it's been redone. And you can see here it's got speakers, Pioneer speakers in the doors. You can see the end of the doors, great shape. Take a look at the jambs, real good. And look inside there at the door hinges. Again, very, very, very nice. Okay, we'll take a look at some of the other parts of the car now. Okay, here we are underneath the hood. Just wanted to let you know when you want to pop the hood open, there's a little latch underneath the dash. Just reach down with your left hand and it pops up. It has 2 catches on each side. A lot of cars just have them in the middle. And you know, it's a special looking motor. I mean, I love looking at these motors. I've had some other Lotus cars. I've had a, you know, Jensen Healy. I love the look of these. So we'll go ahead and start it up here so you can hear it run. It sounds real good. It's got I've got all the engine parts that have ever been on, you know, that were taken off. I've got the guards that go over the timing belt. You can see here it's not running Stromberg's carbs anymore, and it's got a different intake on it, but these are DeLorto matched carbs, dual carbs. But I do have the originals, and I do have the original air box. It's got K&N filters up there. Anyways, everything is really tidy underneath the hood. Everything looks real good. Wires look good. I'll show pictures and the still photos, but right here is the engine number down there, 7710, which is, you know, just like the VIN. 1977, October is when it was built. And the engine number there looks like 4251. And so it's numbers matching. Tranny's the original. And it's got power brakes, you can see. There's kind of this little piece of rubber, if you know these cars, that's not actually supposed to be there. And but Mal, when he bought the car, realized that water would go inside here, ended up in the engine compartment. So he put a little piece of rubber to make it look factory and improved it. And so the water would channel down and then drip off the front of the fender. That was just a nice add. You can see the fans down there in front, the dual fans. And we'll walk around to the other side here. It's got a good battery in it. You can see the original VIN number here underneath the hood. They called these a Sprint in America. Well, a little over 300 came to the U.S. and Japan. So not very many of these cars exist here in the States. And overall, there was just a little over 1,500 of these cars built. You can see it's got AC. It's not blowing cold right now. And so at least it's there. And you can get that serviced if you wanted to. And it looks like it's free. I think that's that looks like a GM compressor, so I could be wrong, but this kind of looks like a GM compressor that they use in these cars. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit, Tim. You know, it sounds real good. The engine was rebuilt here in town by Mini Motors, guys very well known for UK and England cars, and so I think he did that around 48 or 49,000 miles. It's got 51,000 miles on it now. I'll walk back here to the back. You can see that it doesn't blow any smoke. pipes. Go ahead and rev it up. Sounds real nice. So I was going to show you here too. There's some pictures. I put all the stuff here in the trunk. I might rearrange everything. I wasn't really thinking to myself that I wanted to show you the trunk in the video, but there is still photos of it, and I don't want to unload it all right here. But the trunk is actually really, really nice. Original spare tire, and it looks just like the ones on the car. And the lock does work. There is a little light, and I've covered it up here. That works too. So overall, mechanically it seems to be in pretty good shape. You can see underneath the hood here, all the felt is in nice condition. Also a light underneath the hood. So we'll go ahead and show you some more of the car here. Okay, here I wanted to show you the lights working front and back. I wanted to show you the windows working. So right now you can see the running lights are working. You can see they're working on the side as well. Go ahead and show us the brake lights. Show us the reverse. Reverse are on. We'll go to the blinkers. And you can even see that the lights around the license plate work. How's that for Lucas Engineering? You don't see that too often. We'll walk around here to the front. You can see the marker lights are working. See the running lights. Go ahead and turn the blinkers on. I'm going to show you the power windows. Going up. A little slow, but it's not running right now. When it's running, they go a little faster. See the driver's side. Going up. Go down. So anyways, those work good. I couldn't remember if I showed you the lights and the horn, so we'll show the horn. Kind of cute. Show you the headlights. This one here sometimes needs just a little bit of help. Cool looking lights. I actually like it when the lights are up. And when they go down, they take a long time to go down. We'll put them down right now. They're vacuum actuated. But this one here probably takes about 5 minutes. This one here about 10 minutes. And so you don't want to be accidentally flipping them up or you'll drive around like that. But they're vacuum and a pretty common issue. But when you park it, leave it for 10-15 minutes and they're both back down. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that so you knew that. Driving the Lotus. Really, really, really fun car to drive. I love the way it sounds. It's nice to have a manual transmission, especially a 5-speed. Just a good looking car. See here, one wiper, really cool. You can see here the gauges, gas gauge works. I've had some things I've never been able to get it to go below a half a tank, but I haven't ran that much gas through it. And I did put 4 gallons in it, and it went up to 3/4 of the tank. But I think that it kind of stops at about a half a tank. You can see the voltmeter works. You can see the oil pressure's at 40. When it sits in idles after it's all actually already warmed up, it goes down to like 10. But that's pretty common in these cars. You can see the trip meter works. You can see the odometer works, 59092. You can see the tach works too. Our temperature gauge is working as well. You can see it's got a clock. Right here is for your windows, your lights. You just want to have the running lights on, you turn it sideways. Then if you want to turn the headlights on, pull it out. It's got it's equipped with air conditioning, but it's not blowing cold right now. And I haven't looked into it. The belts on it and stuff. So this here was for an alarm. It's not actually functionable right now. And you can see here, this is where your fan. The only thing is, on low it works perfect. Put it on 2 and 3. It's really loud, and I'm not sure exactly why. I don't know if something's out of balance, but you know, you're probably not going to be driving this car in too much cold weather, but that's something that needs to be looked at. And but at least you have low, and it's not a very big cockpit. So anyways, I just wanted to show you different things about it and why it's driving. And one thing I did notice, at higher speeds the steering wheel shakes just a little bit, just shimmies a little bit, and I think that probably has to do with older tires. So okay, we're going to take a look at the Lotus underneath. It's actually a learning experience, and not a lot of people have seen these cars underneath and see what they're all about. So it's kind of neat because, as you already know, I like a lot of different cars, and I get to learn at the same time. And so it just makes it an interesting car for me to learn about. So next time I look at one, I'll know quite a bit. And so it's just kind of fun to have around. I was going to mention some of the paperwork and stuff I have. These 2 books, really important. These are ones I don't want to give up, but I will give them away with the car. And it's just important to have if you're going to work on one of these cars. These were gotten back in England in the early 80s when he purchased the car. And so when I bought it, he made sure that I had them too. So, but one of the interesting things is he didn't want these books to get out of his hands because they were hard to find, especially back then. So he made his own book. He didn't want the mechanics getting these all dirty. So he made his own book and talked about all the things he did. And he'd make a list. You can see here, production figures, 1977, there was 210 Elites, 280 Eclats, total 1,519 made through the whole production run. And that was, I believe, from 1975 to 1982. But out of those 1,500, 1,296 stayed over in Europe. 337 went to USA and Japan. And it's pretty cool. And a pretty rare car here, as you already know. This is all the work that he's done. You know, he was just real diligent and just keeping the information that he did. You know, this is all the engine work, you know, cooling system. And he has the miles and the date. You know, gearbox, differential, electrical, fuel, clutch, chassis, front suspension, interior, body, brakes. You know, and so when he would take it to the mechanic, he would make photocopies of service bulletins, make photocopies of different stuff that was in these books here. And then he would also, you know, make some of his own diagrams too. So this is one that he drew, and just some handwritten notes and different things. So he was really meticulous and liked to have things done right. You know, here we got some, he put a alarm on it, page alert. I don't know if you remember those from the 80s, but someone was breaking in, it would page you on your belt there. There's another little brochure, original owner's handbook. You know, just some different other, you know, information about Stromberg carbs and different things. So just kind of nice information to have, and that goes with the car. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you underneath, just show you different things about it. The tires, they're older tires. They're P205 6014, which is the original size, I believe. But and they have good tread on them, but they're really old. And So around town or something like that, it'd probably be okay to use them. But if you're gonna go on a trip or, you know, highway kind of work, then I'd probably put new tires on it. And they're not expensive to buy. You can see the chin spoiler. You can see the grate here to protect the radiator. Chin spoiler's had some repairs on the back. Looks good from the outside, but you wouldn't notice this unless you had it on the inside, or you know, you can see a couple little tabs where it had broke. The rest of the fiberglass looks real good underneath here. I don't see any damage. Very, very clean. You can see these boots are in good shape for the steering. One thing that's a nice upgrade here, stainless braided brake hoses. You can see that ball joint up there. The ball joint's good, no noise coming from it, but you can see the rubber boot around it has deteriorated. And so that's probably something that, I don't know if you can just buy a new boot for that, or if you just put new ball joints, but looks pretty simple actually to fix. You know, shocks look all right. You know, the frame looks good. You can see here probably where someone's jacked it up in the past. But it looks, everything looks real orderly, no rust. One of the big things about these cars is the frame can get really rusty, and once that happens, you're done. And so this frame looks really, really nice. You know, no issues. I know that he had the rear end out, and they inspected it before, and it looked good. It helps a lot when you have a lift, and you can actually look. You can see no damage. You can see the original rivets down the side. You can see the floors looking really nice condition, no breaks or anything. Where I jacked it up here, those are strength points, so don't try to jack it up anywhere else. You can see the original cat in it. I have that other pipe, the stainless pipe. It's got stainless mufflers in the back, and I've got a stainless pipe here. If you want to take that out, you just bolt the other one in. You know, look at this floor over here. You know, again, very nice. You can see old residue, you know, before he had the engine and different things rebuilt. You can see the gearbox, very, very clean. Engine looks great. You can see a little seepage off a couple little things, and but overall looks pretty good. And I'm mostly looking for structural stuff when I'm underneath here, and just different things that looks like it could use, like those boots up in the front. It's kind of interesting. It's got inboard brakes on it. You can see here, drums on both sides. You can see the rear end. You know, no leaking or anything. Trying to see if I saw a number. Looks like there's a little number, 159. Looks like kind of an E over there. There's another number, C2593. I showed you the numbers on the engine, too, up above. You can see here a little note, do not lift with this bar. You know, it's just a little stabilizer. Here's the stainless mufflers. You can see back here, no damage. Another muffler, again, no damage, you know, behind the wheels or anything. Everything just looks real clean. You can see the mount up there for the spring looks good. I can show you up here, you know, very good. It's not rusty, and the frame looks nice. You can see up here, you know, very, very, very clean. And usually what happens, they get real rusty up in here because you can see right here, they put a piece of felt up there that ran all the way down the middle of the body. Well, the moisture couldn't get out, and you'd run into problems. And so this one here looks really good. And you know, I knew there was no issues. This car's been garaged all of its life, you know, especially in the early days, and so especially since, you know, the early 80s when he bought it. So, you know, overall it's in really good shape. I was gonna look here. There's a number on the tranny, A1990, and I was just thinking of that when I saw that rear end. So anyways, I hope that gives you a good idea. It's got disc brakes, up front. Hopefully it gives you a good idea of what it looks like underneath, you know, different things about it and the way the frame is and stuff. But overall, I mean, it's a pretty solid rig. Everything looks in order underneath as far as I can tell. So hope that helps you out.